There is a moment that belongs to you. You have not lived it yet in linear time, but it already exists. Fully formed, neurologically real. In the architecture of your future, it is the moment you make the final payment, the one where you type in the number, or write the check, or tap the screen, and the balance that has defined a portion of your life reads 0, not reduced, not manageable, 0. And then there is the exhale. The specific exhale that belongs to that exact moment. The one where your shoulders drop without you telling them to, where your chest opens in a way that has nothing to do with breathing and everything to do with weight leaving. You know the shape of that exhale even though you haven't taken it yet. Something in you has been rehearsing it. This session is built on a single neurological reality. Your nervous system cannot distinguish between a vivid, emotionally charged memory of something that has already happened and a vivid, emotionally charged anticipation of something that will happen. The same neural pathways activate. The same physiological responses engage. The same identity encoding process begins. What we are going to do today is activate the memory of your financial liberation before it arrives in calendar time. We are going to encode the specific sensory experience, the number that reads 0, the specific lightness in the body, the silence of having no outstanding obligations to anyone, with enough precision that your nervous system begins treating your debt-free state not as a distant goal, but as a memory that hasn't arrived yet. Future memory activation is not wishful thinking. It is a neurologically grounded reprogramming technique that uses the brain's own memory formation machinery to shift identity, decision-making, and emotional baseline toward an encoded future state. This session works best with closed eyes, headphones if available, and a genuine willingness to feel the reality of what you are encoding. Not to imagine it abstractly, but to experience it as if the memory is already there. Take one breath now. Longer on the exhale. You are not here to plan your way out of debt today. You are here to remember your way forward. Let's begin. The version of you who is financially free is not a future version. It is the truer version. The one that exists underneath the temporary circumstance of debt. Debt is a number. It is a set of agreements made at a point in time, often under conditions of scarcity, urgency, or necessity. It is not a character trait. It is not an indicator of your intelligence, your worth, or your capacity for abundance. It is a number that is already in the process of changing. You are not a person who is in debt. You are a person who is eliminating debt. Those are entirely different identities. The first is static. The second is directional, active, and certain in its destination. The identity you choose to occupy right now, not when the balance reaches 0, determines every micro decision you will make between now and that final payment. The financial life you are building does not begin when the last bill is paid. It began the moment you decided that your story about money was not fixed. That decision has already been made. You made it before you pressed play on this session. I am someone who clears what is owed, fully and without drama. I live from the identity of a person already moving toward financial freedom. Debt is a temporary condition. My character is permanent. I am not my balance. I am the person changing it. Activate this memory now. It is the morning after the final payment cleared. You wake up and before your feet touch the floor, something is different. There is a quality to the silence that you have not heard in this way before. The silence of no minimum payment due, no interest accruing, no creditor to whom any portion of your next paycheck is already spoken. The silence belongs entirely to you. You open the account, you see the number. 0. Not 0 meaning empty, 0 meaning clean. 0 meaning clear. The kind of clear that you feel in a body of still water when the sediment has finally settled and the light comes all the way through. You feel your shoulders in a way you had forgotten. They are lower than they have been in years. Perhaps lower than they have ever been in your adult life, because the weight you were carrying was so consistent that you had stopped registering it as weight and started calling it normal. It was not normal. This is normal. This ease is your baseline. The money that arrives now does not have a prior claim on it. It is entirely yours to direct. That feeling of incoming resources arriving without obligation is available to your body right now in this session. Abundance is already in motion in my life. My financial system is clearing and opening. I feel today what financial freedom feels like because it is already becoming real. Here is the reframe that changes the mechanism entirely. Every payment you make toward debt can be made from one of two orientations. The orientation of lack, where you are giving away something you need and resenting the obligation, or the orientation of the person in your future memory who is making the final moves on a journey they have already decided will end in liberation. The payment is identical in both cases. The dollar amount does not change, but the identity from which the payment is made is entirely different, and that identity determines how sustainable, consistent, and even joyful the process becomes. You are not paying down debt because you are afraid of what happens if you don't. You are paying down debt because each payment is a confirmation of a memory that is already real in your nervous system. Each number that decreases is the future memory becoming closer in calendar time. You are not escaping. You are arriving. Action taken from the identity of the liberated self is not sacrifice. It is precision. It is the behavior of someone who already knows how the story ends, executing the steps with the calm certainty of a person who has already been to the destination. I take action from freedom, not from fear. Every payment I make confirms a memory that is already real. I am arriving deliberately, step by step, at the zero balance that is mine. Speak now from the other side of it. Thank you for the period of constraint that clarified what actually matters. Thank you for the months and years when money had to be allocated with precision, when the margin was thin, when the budget was not a tool but a necessity. That period did something to the way you understand value that a life of easy abundance could not have produced. You know the difference now between what is essential and what is noise. You know what you can live without, and more importantly, you know what you cannot. Thank you for the discipline that the journey required. Thank you for the payments made on months when it would have been easier not to. Thank you for the identity that was forged in the friction. The version of you that does not spend carelessly, that does not accumulate obligation lightly, that understands that financial freedom is not a lottery but a practice. The debt is cleared, the account reads zero, and from this side of it, the journey is not a wound. It is the exact path that brought you here, to this morning, to this specific lightness, to this particular version of yourself that could not have been built any other way. I am grateful for what the journey built in me. I am grateful for the zero balance I have reached. I am grateful for the financial life that is fully mine now. You are allowed to be financially free, not because you have suffered enough, not because you have been responsible enough or strategic enough or sacrificed enough. You are allowed to be financially free because freedom from debt is a fundamentally available state, not a reward issued to the worthy few, but a condition that any person can reach who commits to the mechanics of getting there. The idea that you must earn your way to financial peace, that the suffering is the prerequisite for the clean slate, is a story, not a law. It is a story that keeps the exhale perpetually deferred. You do not have to earn the exhale. The exhale belongs to you the moment you decide that it does. Every person in every income bracket who has become debt-free did not become worthy first and then achieve it. They claimed the identity of the person on the other side, and the worthy feeling followed. Worthiness is not the cause, it is the byproduct of the decision. Decide now, not when the balance is lower, now. I am worthy of a financial life that is fully my own. I do not need to earn the right to be free from debt. I claim it. The clean slate belongs to me. I am in the process of receiving it fully. Financial peace is my natural state, returning. Your future self, the one who made the final payment, who watched the balance hit zero, who took that specific exhale, is speaking to you now. Listen carefully. It happened. The number reached zero. The day you made the last payment was quieter than you expected. Not a parade, not a ceremony, just a moment of simple, irreversible completion. And in that quietness was the loudest thing you had ever not heard. The absence of the financial weight you had been carrying so long it had become ambient. You didn't notice it was gone until you tried to pick it up and found nothing there. You are closer than it feels right now. Closer than the statements suggest. Closer than the spreadsheet shows, because the spreadsheet doesn't account for identity shifts. And you have been shifting. The decisions you are making, the patterns you are building, the orientation of your attention, all of it is pointing toward this moment. Don't stop now. Don't slow down. The exhale is already waiting for you. It has been waiting with patience that exceeds your doubt. I am already the person on the other side of the last payment. My future self is reaching back and confirming. It happens. I trust the trajectory I am on. Everything that moved through this session is now integrating. The identity that was always yours, the one beneath the temporary circumstance of debt, is clearer now. It is not something you are building toward. It is something you are uncovering. The number on the account has never been the definition of you. It has only been the weather. And weather changes. The sensory memory of the zero balance morning, the shoulder drop, the specific quality of that exhale, the silence of having no outstanding obligation, is encoded now. Your nervous system has experienced it, not as fantasy, but as a real felt state. That is the installation. That is the future memory active. The action you take this week comes from the liberated self, not from the frightened one. The gratitude you carry for the journey removes the resentment that makes the process feel like punishment. The worthiness you have claimed removes the waiting, the deferral, the idea that the clean slate must be earned before it can be felt. Your financial liberation is not approaching. It is underway. You are in it. Every payment, every decision, every moment of deliberate orientation toward the zero balance is the memory becoming real in linear time. Carry this session with you. The exhale that is waiting for you. It is closer than yesterday. Before you return, one action that encodes what you've just activated. This week, you are creating your liberation timeline. Not a budget, not a debt payoff calculator, a memory document. Take a piece of paper, handwritten, not typed, and list every debt by name. The credit card, the student loan, the car, the personal loan, whatever it is. List each one by name. Then, next to each one, write the specific date by which you see it eliminated in your activated future memory, not the date by which you hope to pay it off. The date you already see in the memory, the one that exists in your nervous system as real. Write it as a fact. Write it in the past tense if that helps. The name was paid in full on date. This is not a budget. A budget lives in strategy. This lives in identity. The liberation timeline is the external record of an internal memory that is already installed. For the comments, what does your life feel like the day your last debt is paid? Not the financial logistics, the felt experience. One specific detail, the image, the sensation, the first thing you do, the first thought you have, name it. This channel releases one new session weekly, each one targeting a specific layer of financial, personal, and professional liberation. Until next time, keep expanding.